Hi everyone, today's recipe is pav bhaji, one of my favorite meals. Pav means bread, bhaji is vegetable. It's a special blend of vegetables made in a special manner. It's a great street food that's very popular, originated I think in Mumbai. So I'm happy to share it with you. Here I am in Toronto making it with our Canadian ingredients. So hope you enjoy. So upfront, apologies for the orientation of the first minute of the video. I promise it's just for 1 minute. So I've put a pot on my stove. I've added 2 cups of cold water, and I'm going to boil it with some spices. I've added salt, red chili powder, turmeric, about half a teaspoon each, garam masala, and 1 teaspoon of dhania powder, and half a teaspoon of black pepper as well. And I've added 2 cups of water because I'm using 2 large potatoes, and my general rule of thumb is 1 cup per large potato. Okay, and here are all the ingredients I'm going to use. Here's my ginger. I usually keep it frozen. I've got Kasuri Methi, a large onion. These are my 2 large potatoes I've peeled up. About a 4-inch piece of carrot, 1/3 cup of beans, a half a cup of peas, 4 gorgeous tomatoes, some dhania pattas and stems, and 2 green chilies. Okay, so I'm going to chop up everything, and once I've got the potatoes in about a 1-inch square and everything else is kind of good. So I've got the potatoes and the carrots. I've added to the water which was boiling, and now I've added the beans and the peas. I'm going to shake it up and allow it to come back to a boil, and then I will cover it and put it on medium heat and boil the vegetables in the spicy water for about 10 minutes. And then I'll test it. So what you want is you want your potatoes to be mashable. That's what you want. So you boil it till it gets to that consistency. So much as I hate to use oil, this is one recipe which absolutely I found is disgusting without the oil and the ghee. So I do like to make oil-free vegetables, but this particular vegetable needs a tablespoon of oil and a tablespoon of desi ghee to start off with. And I think it's the potatoes, they like the richness, they only get tasty after they absorb the fat. So I'm going to add some jeera seeds to the oil and the ghee and allow that to sort of sputter and become just a touch brown, not too much brown. And I'm going to, I've finely chopped about half of that big onion, and I'm going to add that, but first I'll check the doneness. I'm not, it's there but not quite. It needs a couple of more minutes to be mashable. So I'm going to let it continue to boil for another couple of minutes. So back to my jeera, it's starting to sputter nicely, so I'm going to add my finely chopped half of that big onion. The other half I'm going to make a cucumber salad with, so which is served as a side dish to the pav bhaji. So I've added the onions. My heat is kind of medium because I don't want my onions to brown. I just want them to cook and get a little pink. And so here I am just busily trying to make sure stuff is moved around in the pan so that one part doesn't cook more than the other. Yeah, heat is about medium. That's good. It's interesting that the potatoes need the oil, but they just don't. This sabzi is not tasty if you don't add the oil and the ghee. So here I've chopped up 3 of the tomatoes that you saw. I've got about a teaspoon of the ginger. I don't know why I was holding up that cutting board like that. I've also finely chopped one green chili and the stems of the coriander, just the stems, not the leaves. The leaves are just for garnishing, not for cooking. I'm going to add some salt, turmeric, red chili powder, and dhania powder. Now this is a spicy dish, so don't don't be shy in adding up the red chili. You saw I held off. I did not add the garam masala because too much garam masala in this particular sabzi can overwhelm the vegetables, and I've already added about half a teaspoon of the garam masala in the boiling water, and that is going to be enough. Okay. So now I'm just going to cover it, lower the heat a bit, just give it a couple of minutes to kind of come together, get the party started. Here is the masala. It's not fully cooked, but it's nice and soft, and that's good enough. At this point, you can add all of the boiling vegetables, including the water. Everything goes in the pan over here, and mix it up, and now you will begin to mash it. So grab your potato masher and just go to town. Don't use your hand emulsion thingy because this needs to be a rough mash. So the potatoes will be fully mashed in as much as possible. There might be some chunks floating around, and that's fine. And the peas and the beans as well, I'm going to attempt to mash up some of it, and whatever is left is left. The beauty of this bhaji is that multiple textures, some whole, some mashed, but mostly mashed. So continue mashing and cooking it. The heat is still on. It's going to be ready shortly, but it's not ready yet. It is looking absolutely delicious. Those tomatoes did a great job. I've added some more salt and red chili powder because I did a quick test, and I found that here I'm tasting again, and so just balance your taste. Make sure that it has enough salt and enough spice. Here I'm adding some Kasuri Methi. This adds a little bit of a bitter tone, and it's absolutely fragrant. So it's really, really good way to balance the any vegetable curry. And here's my secret ingredient. I'm adding about a teaspoon of mango pickle. Just the masala part, not the mango part. So that kind of adds a great oomph. And of course, my second secret ingredient is that final pat of butter to bring in the shine and emulsify it nicely. I'm tasting it. I'm happy with the taste. I'm just going to mash it a bit more just to bring it together nicely. I'll continue cooking it for another minute or so. It's almost there. This is great. I guess I spotted a few things extra that I wanted to mash, but that is really it. I mean, looking at it in the video now, it seems fine, but I guess I saw something that I wanted to mash some more while I was cooking it. So now this is looking good. It is looking great. I'm going to finish it off with about a teaspoon or maybe a tablespoon of lemon. The heat is off because once you add lemon, you don't want to cook it anymore. And you can see that's a great mashy vegetable with a nice sheen. Now I will top it with the coriander leaves, which I finally chopped up, and just let it rest. So anytime you finish cooking, you should allow the whatever you've cooked to rest for a few minutes, so before you serve it up. And so while that is resting, I'm going to make brown the pav with butter on the tawa. and you can see that it's actually two paos there, but you know, they come kind of joined together. They're like dinner rolls, and I'm just browning it on both sides with butter. I cut it horizontally, and when I serve it, I'll put it back together and split it into two separate paos. So yeah, like I said, the bao is kind of like a dinner roll, but it's eggless, so it has a different flavor. It's lighter, and it goes very, very well with this particular bhaji. All right, so this bao looks like it's done. I'm going to slide it over to my plate, and here is the final plate. The bhaji should be served with a dot of butter, the two paos, and there's a side salad of onions, tomatoes, green chili, and coriander leaves. Enjoy. If you liked it, please do like and subscribe. Thank you.